What is the right thing to do? How about expanding the preseason games to national television? We already knew the Indiana Fever against the Brazilian team was going to be on national television. You're going to hear me actually give the WNBA credit for doing, well, much of anything. But I would say this is a pretty good business move, and this should have definitely been a priority, and this was the right thing to do. I believe that game's going to be on ESPN if I'm not going crazy. However, several other games have now been added.
Steph Curry just compared Caitlin Clark's shooting to his own. Yes, you heard that right. The greatest shooter in NBA history sees his own quick release in the WNBA rookie sensation, and he didn't stop there.
It's crazy though, just because her shot it's like that. It's at that level. But if you really watch, like her floor game is as impressive. So, and then her just confidence. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's kind of the total package. And her being the friends are breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple years.
Curry called Clark the total package and praised her floor game just as much as her shooting. But here's what's really crazy. The WNBA is finally making a huge TV change that could showcase Clark, Buchers, and Wilson like never before. The league is broadcasting all preseason games for the first time ever. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Steph Curry have emerged, and evidently these comments are actually from last year. Now, just in the very video I did earlier, once again, I pulled out the fact that I think Caitlin Clark is half Steph Curry.
She's on the verge of breaking the scoring record. I mean, do you see any comparisons in the way like she shoots to your people compared to the way you two shoot? Do you see anything?
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine.
Other half, Larry Bird. All right. Larry Bird was a superb three-point shooter and passer. Steph Curry, as we know, shoot the lights out from three-point range. Let's check this out right here.
Did you know the WNBA's ratings are nowhere near what they should be? It's not because people don't want to watch women's basketball, it's because they literally can't. The league has been hiding its incredible talent behind paywalls and subscription services that most casual fans don't have access to. You need League Pass, ESPN Plus, or other premium packages just to catch the action. How is anyone supposed to become a fan when they can't even watch the games? This accessibility problem couldn't come at a worse time, because right now the WNBA has some of the most electrifying talent we've ever seen. Take Caitlin Clark, who's not just impressing fans but even catching the eye of NBA superstars. Steph Curry, yeah, the greatest shooter in basketball history, recently broke down Clark's game, and what he had to say is absolutely mind-blowing. Curry wasn't just giving Clark a polite nod, he was genuinely impressed by the similarities between their shooting mechanics. He pointed out that her release time is pretty much identical to his own.
Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
That's interesting. Her release time is identical to mine. We just watched a video earlier on this channel where Angel Reese was shooting threes from the corner. Why, I don't know.
Coming from the guy who revolutionized basketball with his quick trigger shooting, that's not just a compliment, that's the highest praise possible. But Curry didn't stop at comparing their shooting forms. He went deeper, saying, "You can't help but watch when she plays because of the confidence, the flair, like she's a performer." That's Steph Curry, a four-time NBA champion and two-time MVP, essentially telling the world that Clark has that same magnetic quality that draws people to the game. He even called her the total package, specifically noting that her floor game is as impressive as her shooting ability. Think about what this means for a second. When one of the NBA's most celebrated players is publicly admiring Clark's game, that's the kind of crossover moment that could bring millions of new eyes to women's basketball. Basketball fans everywhere would love to see for themselves what Curry is talking about. But here's the problem. They can't without jumping through hoops and paying for special packages. The timing couldn't be more frustrating. Right as stars like Clark are generating unprecedented buzz, the very games that would showcase their talents remain hidden from most potential viewers. It's like having a blockbuster movie, but only showing it in a handful of theaters in the country. How does that make any sense? This has been the WNBA's dilemma for years, trapped in a vicious cycle where limited visibility leads to lower viewership numbers, which then results in less media coverage, which further reduces visibility. Networks look at the current viewership data and decide it's not worth broadcasting games widely, not realizing they're looking at artificially deflated numbers caused by lack of access in the first place. Imagine if Clark's Indiana Fever games were as easy to watch as an NFL game on Sunday. Millions of curious sports fans could tune in with zero barriers, see what all the hype is about, and potentially become lifelong fans. Instead, even the most interested potential viewers hit a wall when they try to find a game. But here's where things get exciting. The WNBA is finally making a huge change that could be the breakthrough everyone's been waiting for. For the first time ever, the league is making a significant push to broadcast their preseason games on national television. This isn't just a small step, it's a giant leap towards solving the accessibility problem that's been holding the league back. Indiana Fever's exhibition game featuring Caitlin Clark will air on ESPN, putting her on one of sports' biggest platforms right out of the gate. Basketball fans won't need any special subscriptions to see if Clark's game lives up to Curry's praise. They can just turn on their TV. The Fever's preseason opener against the Washington Mystics will also be available on NBA TV, creating multiple opportunities for fans to watch. And it's not just about Clark. The Dallas Wings' newly drafted guard, Paige Bueckers, will make her preseason debut on May 2nd against the Aces in an exhibition broadcast on ION, a channel accessible to anyone with an over-the-air digital antenna. That means millions of households can watch for free. The Chicago Sky will also play on ION, creating a doubleheader that gives fans even more basketball to enjoy without any paywalls. Here's the solution staring us right in the face: network television. When WNBA games are free to watch, everybody wins. It's really that simple. Putting games on channels anyone can access with a basic antenna would transform viewership overnight. No subscriptions, no complicated apps, just basketball for everyone. This preseason broadcast change is just the beginning of what's possible. If the WNBA expanded this approach to regular season games, ratings would absolutely explode. The talent is there, the excitement is there, now they just need eyeballs. You can help make this happen. By watching these free broadcasts, you're showing the league there's real demand for accessible women's basketball.